All right, quick one. Good morning to you, and good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. As you can see on the screen, we need help. Yoruba man cried out. From Hausa Fulani, now Yoruba Fulani. This statement is not just made by one person. That is the current situation of things in Southwest. As an Southeasterner, I am not mocking Yoruba people, neither am I here celebrating or jubilating that Yoruba land is under threat, because even Southeast is also under threat. But the template seems to be different. One, the strategy they're using in the Southwest is remarkably different from that of the Southeast and that of the North Central, South, the so-called South and all that. So it's not about mocking anybody, but it's about providing solution. It's about looking for a way out, offering help, and suggesting what must be done and how to rescue your region or how to prevent this kind of thing from taking place to your origin. The people that you are facing are highly determined. They're highly determined to even give up their life to penetrate you and to take you away. Meaning that for you to face them, you have to also have the same mentality to do the same thing. Otherwise, you'll be fighting and thinking that you are making headway without knowing that you are wasting your time. Maka na ndị Igbo na-akwu okwu na-asị na anya dị oke na mgba nwanyị eburu ya ma n'ala. Meaning that if a man is playing with a woman, you are just trying to wrestling with a woman, you think that you are wrestling with a woman, not fighting. The woman will take advantage of that with mindset of fighting you, and at the end of the day, the woman will pull you down because your mentality as a man is different from that of a woman, especially when you don't know that she has already made up her mind to fight you, but you think that she's just wrestling with you or playing with you. Before you know it, she will take advantage of that and end you. This man you are seeing here, in one of the interview that we are going to watch now, he says something very, very important. And I'm going to play that video. It's just a short clip. People share that, so I saw it. And I have not watched the full program. But the part that the people caught out is what pushed me to react on this. Martin McCann once warned Southwesterners and told them, meddling on things that, or trying to focus on attacking Igbo people, undermining what our people are going through, playing politics on our people's life, wishing and hoping that Igbo people will be exterminated, will eventually end you. That is not a cause. That is a fact of life. Because we have seen what is going on, and we know that Fulani have one agenda. To them, whether Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, you're not, as long as you're not Fulani, you are there to take. And they are using Yorubas to penetrate the southern part of Nigeria, aka southeast, southwest, southeast, southeast, southwest. Yorubas are the one making it possible. Why? Because they're the one that find their way constantly to the leadership of Nigeria. Fulani, after Fulani ruling, they will pass it to Yoruba because they have figured out that Yorubas are kind of the lifestyle of Southwesterners cannot be trusted, cannot be depended on, and they can only manipulate them to conquer people and take advantage of them. And for the fact that Yoruba man want to see themselves as one of the best among all in southern parts, they prefer that idea. But little do they know that that is going to end up by attacking them. It will fall back on them. They are going to regret it. That does not mean that you that is not the leadership, like Easterners or South, should just fold hand and celebrate Yoruba's downfall. No. What it means is that it's a call for you to wake up and also do more protection on your side and guide your place jealously. We have seen some people from Southeast doing this kind of crooked dance in the name of paving their way to come to political power and political, for political appointment and all that. These are things you need to understand. You need to pay close attention to those things. Otherwise, it's going to come back to bite you. I think I need to share this quickly with us because I don't want the video to be too long. But before then, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Do all you can and do all you can to support us by making sure you like this video and share it to many platforms of your choice to avoid, this video being restricted or being, limited for people to see. I want you to watch what the Yoruba man said here, and from there we can now move to another thing. Pay close attention. I'm not going to waste much time. Like the video and comment so that I will know your own intention and your own opinion on what you're about to discuss. So here is the man in question. Hear what he said. Let me start from the beginning. People are not noticing what is going on. Let's start from here. It's just 1 minute, 22 seconds, okay?
People are not noticing what is going on. That they now have an identity called Yoruba Fulani. Yoruba Fulani. Yes. The Fulanis that came to Yoruba land. Yes, that's Yoruba Fulani. We go to Ogbomoso, Igboho, Oba, Ogun, Ilorin. They are now creating an identity called the Yoruba Fulani. It used to be Islamic identity. But they're now saying, okay, we are Fulani Yoruba. They are Fulanis, but most of them were born in Yoruba. Yes. Well, that concept of Fulani Yoruba, they are trying to separate it from Yoruba identity. That was the Fulani Yoruba that Sunday Igboho attacked. The Fulani X-Men, the Fulani that were attacking the forests. That was one he was attacking. But again, some of them that were uprooted were Fulanis that were born in Yoruba land. So they lived there. Correct, but they used to self-identify as Muslims. You understand? But now they've added a second layer now. Muslims first, and now Fulani Yoruba. It's just growing now. When Ottoman Fodio came, did he come with Islamization?
Very important question. But like I said, I've not watched the full video, which I'm going to watch it later. But I just want to quickly write on this. The answer to that is yes. That is the agenda conquest, and they back it up with Quran. But the people don't understand. Even today, many are yet to understand that the agenda is to pretend that you are fighting Islam. But behind it, there's something very, very dangerous they are covering up without letting you know, which is total conquest, total Islamization, aka Fulanization, because that's what they do, what they're doing. It's not actually about Islam. Islam is just a cover-up. And you thinking that you are converted to Islam, hey, what you are doing is you are planting a seed. Yeah, you have used your identity, you have just brought smoke to your own people. And that is why the South is what they're doing, and they're still at the level of Igbo Muslim. It will metaphors to Igbo Fulani. That is where they're heading to. And this brings me to what I wanted to say before. Anybody in Igbo land thinking that he's a Muslim, you better go to northern part. They have a very wide, huge land there. Relocate and build Igbo Fulani in the north. Don't bring Igbo Muslim in the east. Let me repeat myself. If you want to be a Muslim in Igbo land, you need to carry your children, your entire family, move to the north. There's a very space, a very good landmark there. Do not bring Fulani Muslim in the east, because we are bringing Fulani with the Fulani, Igbo Fulani, with a wrap of Muslim, that they wrap Fulani with Muslim attire, that these are Muslim. But the main package itself is Fulani Igbo. It will get to that point if you keep quiet. And you that is not a Muslim now, when you see them, know that you are seeing potential people that want to convert and establish caliphate, Fulani caliphate, not even Muslim. Nobody is against Islam. Islam has been there. Christianity has been there. Jewish religion has been there. I'm not here to tell you to attack any religion. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to, the version of Muslim in Nigeria is totally different from the version elsewhere. because these guys are not actually Muslims. They just do use Muslim to cover up. I have seen people who practice Muslim religion, and the way they coexist with other people is totally different from the version of Muslim in Nigeria. Meaning that the Muslim you are seeing in Nigeria is actually Fulani advancement, Fulani agenda. There's nothing like Muslim, and they just use Muslim to buy weapon, to form allies outside Nigeria, outside the country, then use that to build themselves up to final conquest. And that's what we need to understand. Anyway, so I want you to pay close attention because this is not about any tribe. I just want to, the reason why I centered on Yorubas is because of the message from this man and other message I'm going to share with you here. But let us learn something from all these things. Whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani have a different agenda against everybody. The issue of Islam is just a cover-up. And it will be very, very foolish of you to have watched what happened to Hausa people, and you see what's going on in Southwest, and you in Southeast or South, you would sit trying to fall into this trap. You are just, messing yourself up. Look at Hausa about them. A man that after his own heartbeat, let's say that comes to his money, he can sell anything, he can do anything. When he said that he's a Igbo man, I kind of doubting that, but it is up to him whether he's Igbo or not. But the issue of Islam is not that people hate Muslim people, but people can use that to perpetrate crime. That is why, for you to avoid that crime, you need to avoid Islam. That is especially the version in Nigeria, because Muslim in other places like Saudi Arabia, who happen to be their headquarters according to them, the lifestyle in Saudi Arabia seems to be better than what people who copy the religion from Saudi Arabia are practicing back there in Nigeria or in the north. If you go to some countries in Asia, if you relate with them, or even those in Europe, like Turkey, the lifestyle as a Muslim is totally different to what you are witnessing in Nigeria. Only Iran. And Iran are trying to replicate what is going on in Iran, in Yemen, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in all these hardcore jihadist movement. That is what Fulani is, because Fulani naturally have the same mentality of conquest. So with now the touch of Quran and Islam, they are not going gaga. Everybody want to live, in a peaceful environment. It doesn't matter where you come from. Human beings are meant to, everybody is happy to live peacefully. But those who want to live at your own expenses by using your life or playing with your own life are the problem. There's no two ways about they are the problem. So let's hear this, because speaking of conquest, Yoruba traditional rulers and people who happen to be in charge of one or two things in Yoruba land are not actually performing well. They are not doing something that if you look and say, I'm proud of these people. They are not. They are not. I wanted to hear this conversation from this one of the TV in Nigeria interviewing one Yoruba monarch, and hear what this monarch said. Here, I just want to hear what he said about Fulanization, about this agenda. Hear that and tell me what to think, because this is how they will start. The man is trying to be, kind of, maybe he wants to see his government as inclusive government, but you are including people that are going to buy you as a king. The man watched a monarch being buyed in Nigeria few weeks ago, and this interview took place 5 years ago. So I don't think the man will be. So this interview is 5 years ago, to be honest. And I wanted to hear what the man said there. Then, now, a few weeks ago, they just buy the monarch. I don't think the man will say something now. Maybe he will say something now that is not done on them, that bringing the Fulani, existing and all that, as 5 years ago, they were pushing. to bring Fulani, come, let us KC, let us relocate and live. As you can see the title here, this TVC. Any Fulani willing to relocate can relocate to Iwo land, Oluwo of Iwo land. The man was calling for them to relocate in Iwo. Today, churches are being born in the same locality. People are being buried in the same Iwo land. I don't think maybe this may be the king they actually buried. I don't know. Do you understand? It will start like, hear what he said about Fulani 5 years ago.
So we have with us the Imperial Majesty, Paramount Ruler.
5 years ago.
Good morning, sir. Are you there? How are you today? Very, very good. Good morning. How are you today? Very well, sir. Okay, thank you for joining us this morning because we are quite concerned about exactly the role of the Obas within the Southwest, especially on the issue of insecurity. We've been living peaceably with many, many different tribes in the Southwest. But in recent times, there have been quite a lot of uproar of issues. I'd like to know from your own constituency, what's the relationship like with the community, and have you heard of violence within Iwo land so far? In my community, there are pockets of issues everywhere. Everywhere in Nigeria, there's problems, and I commiserate and I condole with people that lost their lives everywhere in Nigeria, in the Southwest, because there's problem everywhere. But in Iwo, we manage it. In Osun State, we do manage it. There are many Fulani and Bor committee that was put in place. Any issue that is happening there.
Okay, I think you, because I'm not the Yoruba person, I think the committee I was referring to is Owo. So this one is Iwo. Iwo should be different from Owo. Owo, I forgot the state where that Owo is, but they are all in Yoruba land, okay? And if anything happened to one Oba or one Igwe in the East, for example, of course, the other Igwe will take precaution, isn't it? So now they are not buying the traditional rulers in Yoruba land. And people in all these Yoruba journalists are not actually doing enough to talk about it, which I don't know what they're covering. I don't know what they're trying to hide, but it's best to not to them. Listen.
Come to the palace. There are some other things at the suburbs under me. They resolve it. Things that cannot be resolved, they can bring it to my palace. You mentioned that in your community and in Osun State, you haven't had those clashes yet, or you haven't had those clashes at all. And for me, I'm thinking, is it that you are not going to have them, or you haven't had them yet? And what are the conversations, what are the meetings that the Obas are having, that the rulers are having in Osun State, in the different communities, to prevent, the spread of these tensions into these communities? We do have issues, but we resolve them. Most especially the farmers and herders issue. The only thing that can solve that one is because we have neglected some people for too long. When you let people in the bushes, when you don't go, you didn't counsel them, you didn't tell them to come into town. When you neglect people in the bushes for too long, what do they become? They become animals. So when you see people living in the bush and nobody has ever cared for them, they don't have electricity, they don't have water, they don't have no amenities, no social nothing. We just started giving them school, which is nomadic school. There's no secondary school, no primary school in the bushes. So these kind of people, and we employ them sometimes as maids, as security guards. And if you employ these people as maids and security guards, and they've been there for long, believe me, there's fire on the mountain. They've been very nice and good and great people. But then, I'm still talking about when you neglect people in the bushes for so long, not all of them wants to be herders. Not all of them wants to be rearing cows for life. What can solve the herders and farmers issue right now is education. Educating people about ranching. And what I have told the government, and I've said it several times, is to educate the Fulani that the nomadic way of life of rearing cows on the road is no more involved. 2020, this is the 21st century. There is no more rearing of cows. People have ranches. Even cows are not healthy when they roam the streets.
What we want to know from you is, how do you have armed Fulani men in your community, and how can we ensure our message is targeted at the people who are armed and not against those that are peacefully living in our communities?
My process in the war, and what I would like the federal government to replicate, is I have made an announcement that any Fulani who is willing to relocate, that they're being chased anywhere, can relocate to Igbo. And my own plan is to give them an identity. There must be a data and identity. I will take their pictures, take their names, and give them an identity card.
Now, listen. This is what the mistake that people make, especially those who don't read history or who don't pay attention to what happened to other places. This man, as 5 years ago, was calling to give Fulanis, if they chase them away other places because of the crime they committed, this man is willing to bring them into his own community. As foolish as that sound, you may think that this man is actually right somehow. No, he's not. No matter how you may think that man sounds smart. Sorry, you may think that he sounds smart, that he's a peaceful king. He's actually, his own way model of leadership is need to embrace. People need to learn from him. No. Fulanis have enough land that they have collected from Hausa people. They have enough that they will now walk into. They have now opened door for other Fulani who are, moving elsewhere in other African countries to be in Nigeria, because they want to see Nigeria as a safe haven. Conquest. Because in every other African countries, only Nigerian government, only in Nigeria, the Fulanis are in charge of governance. In Ghana, they don't allow them to penetrate the city. They don't see any light when it comes to politics. They are not in charge of Ghanaian politics. They are there, but they are not. They don't allow them to take charge of any leadership in Nigeria. Britain then gave them chance in Nigeria, and Yoruba supported them because Yoruba felt that Igbos are a threat to them. They see Igbo more, as a threat than nothing else. That's a mistake of Yoruba elders, Yoruba political class, both then and now. They are still making the same mistake. That is what is going to happen. I'm not here celebrating anything, but I just want to tell you the truth. You know what I'm talking about. You know that Yorubas prefer Fulani than Igbo, because they see Igbo can do what I can do. They can go to school and they perform. They have more. They have voice. Whatever I do, they will do also. So the best thing is to bring the least among Yoruba and the Igbo to lead. Without Yoruba supporting them, they wouldn't have been where they are today. That's just the gospel truth. And they chose to be second instead of to become first, or to maintain the same second as Igbo first. As long as Igbos are nowhere to be found, they are willing to do that. But the consequence of that is their ancestral land. Whatever Igbos are going through, even now that Igbos are not first, they are not second, they are actually not third. Not because Igbos are weak, but because these two people and others collaborate in making sure that Igbos will not see any light of the day. This is the agenda, and there's a price for that. That price is what is yet to come. What I see now is just a preamble, and I'm not going to further this. Please let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I can't wait to hear from you. I want to read your comment on this. Please share it and tell me what you think about it. Yoruba man complaining that we used to have Arab in our communities, Muslims, people that are Muslim or Islam. Today, they are now not moved by moving, they are now creating Yoruba Fulani. And Igbos need to learn from this, starting by any Igbo man wearing this yago. Any when Igbo attire say that he's a Muslim, he is your number one enemy. Deal with him by making sure that he relocates to North and start that in there. Not because you hate Muslims. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that Muslims should be attacked. No. But I hate it when people lie because they're wrapping Fulani Igbo to you, presenting it to you in name of Igbo Muslim. No, I'm not against anybody that want to become a Muslim. It's up to you. Religion is free, but not the type of the one they are practicing in Nigeria. Outside people tried it. Outside is gone, done and dusted. Yorubas are not struggling, and the chances of Yoruba to come out now is very, very, very slim. So it's a matter of time. Yorubas are going to vanish. I'm sorry to use the word, but that's what I'm saying. It may take time, but not all that time as you think. God bless you and let me know what you think. Like I said, God bless you and take care of yourself. Make sure you like this video, please. Very, very important that you do so. I can't wait to know what you think about it. I cannot wait to hear from you to know what is your mindset on this one. Make sure you like the video and share it on many platforms of your choice. Your comment, I will read it. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye for now.